For easily 20 fucking years, essentially. This access road has been here forever, and they have been working on this. The same two people now in the same spot, working on the wall. Painting it over or tearing that off, I'm not really sure. I don't even know what the fuck this thing is. It doesn't look like a parking garage, you know? And I can't imagine them building another hotel right next to this one, which supposedly was only finished in 2019. You know? According to the sign out there. You know what I mean? So, like, if I drive past here, essentially, when, you know, I'm younger and back in the state, quote unquote, you know, when this isn't here, then this is one of the disappearing, reappearing fucking inns, of which there are a few. I am not sure this is one, but this was always here, essentially, when I got stuck in this fucking area when I was younger, somewhere in my mid to late 30s. I'm pretty sure actually more mid than late originally, but I could be wrong. These people have stolen so much fucking time from me, and I've already made this video before. You see? I've already made this video, which means they have reconstructed all of this. I'm so sick of this crap. It'd be easy just to forget about all this shit if they just leave me alone. It's just so simple. I have no interest. There's nothing about this which interests me. They're doing this in the service of raping little kids. I don't want anything to do with it. You know? I just want anything to do with it at all. You know? It's really fucking don't. Well, how are they? It's about creating a place that doesn't exist. Up outside Strasbourg, PA, somewhere outside Washington, PA, actually, there was a place where a hotel existed when I was a kid, and in the same hotel existed when I was an adult at one particular point. And that hotel essentially is torn down every so often, and it just looks like an abandoned fucking area. Just like there's a hotel up in fucking Wyoming which gets put up. This is how I think I'm crazy sometimes, okay? Because who would do this? Does it make sense to fucking put up and tear down like a $14 to $20 million hotel? To any normal person, that seems like a fucking ridiculous assertion. Why the hell would anybody do that? You know? And the answer is it's not being done by rational people. It's being done by people just like that roundabout. That big concrete roundabout outside of Fort Collins off of 287 headed north into Laramie. After a certain point, they build this big circular piece of concrete that's a roundabout right on the outside of town. And that roundabout has appeared and disappeared since I was a little kid. Just like that road, this is why I know I'm out of sync showing up there sometimes, or have been. That road, or a little Chomo square with the fucking bear and shit in it, you know, for little kids essentially to fucking hang around in, that wasn't there when I was there originally, but it was there when I was a kid. And fucking fucking like little amphitheater essentially, you know, with the fucking top on it, was being built when I was a kid. And at one of the points whenever I was starting school essentially up in Wyoming. So it's about timing. They're gonna tear all that fucking shit down again. I'm not sure if they're gonna tear this shit down, but there's definitely a sign up there. They've definitely been constructing that for fucking years. Years for fucking years. And tearing it down, and putting it back up, and tearing it down, and putting it back up. So, like, yeah, man. See, this is why it's important for them to steal everything. They think they're getting away with something. All they've effectively done is nonchalantly erase half their lives, and everybody else is along with them. It's all they've done is be losers. Their whole fucking lives. I mean, it's ridiculous. My aunt obviously knew quite a few of these things that were going up, and I would take a wild guess there's a select few who know about them, who like actually have like a list of places that are going to disappear and reappear. I know some of them because I've been places and seen the construction. Just like that huge parking garage downtown here in Lancaster, for example. I've seen that going up, and so forth, multiple times. I was still young when it went up at one point, when they had those cranes in there lifting shit around and everything else, and that area cordoned off. I was a young man the first time. I was a young man when they first put this shit up. All right? I wasn't no fucking 40 at that point. If I was an incredibly young 40. Now, there are also some conflicting memories too, because at one particular point, you know, I seem to remember turning 38 and being in fucking Fort Collins, and suddenly it's like I'm a fucking leper, essentially. Certain people there didn't want to have sex with me anymore. At that particular point, you know, they had covered some shit up and created their lie explanation. And honestly, if I'm fucking stuck there, all right, and fucking stuck somewhere, and suddenly, quite suddenly, you know, young women and older women essentially still haven't revealed what the fuck is going on, so on and so forth, and I'm getting screwed by them, I'm not going to complain too goddamn much, you know? Really am not. But this shit, even this little like mini rainstorm that happened earlier on time, but the weather is like the one thing which has been changing a little bit, which kind of makes me wonder things. Now, I don't remember if this was here. I know this was here. This was definitely here when I was living here at one point, over in what was still the crossings at fucking Mill Creek. So this part was here, but was this here? And was this here? You know? And that happened after this, mind you. All these people do is sit here and, you know, and the big difference is when you remember things when you were a kid, you know? When you can actually remember and state and bring up things essentially that they have no idea about, especially when they claim to have been here forever. You know, that's a kind of a big thing. They're really interested in that kind of shit because it increases the possibility that someone's going to, it increases the possibility they believe that some imaginary person is going to discover them. They've already fucked the whole world up and filled it with fucking empty-headed fucking goddamn like pedophile fucking goddamn morons, all right? That do the same shit over and over again and probably don't even truly understand the purpose. What purpose? Just a few reasons. One is they can sink a bunch of money into this shit. They can't explain why this shit disappears, though, is the thing. Or they'll just name a different construction site, you know? That's all they gotta do, because unless someone's actually looking for them, you can really fucking find out, you know? If the construction site was in, say, the middle of fucking, I don't know, middle of fucking nowhere somewhere else, or just several other sources of money. Yeah, see, that's the part that falls apart. What do you mean? Unless the government was totally fucked the whole fucking time, there's no way this wouldn't have been fucking noticed at some point. Unless they built straight up before the government was fucking fucked, and then they started tearing shit down after the government had been taken over. Which would make sense. That would make sense. Just like Lucky Markets in Fort Collins was essentially up there. Or if they were just like basically, you know, keeping the major building materials and just writing off a section if they're not, that, you know, otherwise. Because they were doing that in fucking Fort Collins with the beams and shit that went to that fucking 24/7 fitness. As well as all the fucking fitness equipment. They just store it in a warehouse. You know? They store a lot of shit. So the beams and stuff related to that, you know, with all that, whatever the hell that fucking paper shit is, etc., they're ripping off the side of the building. Then the cinder block and the like, you know, they could be storing that, potentially, and just paying for the difference and disguising that somewhere else. And then, technically, they're not rebuying all the materials, because they don't rebuy all the beams and shit at the other one. It doesn't make me question how fucking safe it is, though. You know? It really does. Oh, I see this as a kid? Nope. I did not. But there are other places I did. You know? This place, I just ended up as an adult. Because I chose to come here. However, because I chose to come home for a little while. But,